Hello and happy Pride. My name is Jaskell Bronson. I'm a queer and trans student, writer, and a person living in Philadelphia. And I wanted to take a few moments to reflect both personally and with you about queer and LGBTQ pride in America. 2021 has not been the easiest year for many people, even though we're just in June and it's not all the way over. There have been many hardships, and one thing that I personally have been aware of, and other queer and trans people might be aware of, is that 2021 also has been the highest year of anti-LGBT legislation proposed in the United States since the Human Rights Organization began recording the legislation, which I believe was 15 years ago. Thinking about that statistic and thinking about the hardships that have happened for queer people in the United States of America and across the world can be kind of harrowing. But I think it's important for us to take a second here in June and really honor and embrace the triumphs that the queer community has made. Since the Stonewall riots that happened in New York in 1969, the queer movement in America has made a lot of waves, including working to protect trans youth, to allow gay marriage, to allow queer people to adopt children, and so on. And it is the work of people like Sylvia Rivera and Marsha P. Johnson, two trans women who are credited with beginning the Stonewall riots. It is people like them making the choice every day to be seen, to be visible, and to never back down. It is that effort that has given me the opportunity to live my life as an out queer and trans person. And I feel deeply, deeply grateful for that. And so I do try in my own personal life to take as many steps as I can, whether that be monetarily, volunteer, or even just existing and speaking my truth, to spend my time letting other queer people know that they are seen and heard, even if they aren't out, because being out is not always for everyone. And I think here in 2021, when things have been hard and there's a global pandemic and there are all of these legislative issues, that it is important for us to take a second and think of all of the triumphs that we've had. And I think that it is especially important to honor your personal triumphs. I don't know what wonderful things you found this year, but here in my home, celebrating Pride, mostly social distanced, I think I have gotten to see what it means to be me, both in a queer sense and otherwise. And I think that that's a valuable lesson. I hope lessons like that are happening for you wherever you are. And I think back to an episode of the show Queer as Folk, a queer show that came out in the 2000s. One of the characters says, "Mourn the losses because they are many, but celebrate the victories because they are few." Not every day gets to be a victory per se, but I do think that here and now, you and I and every person who is living in a way that is true to themselves, and honoring and seeing people who are doing the same, that is a victory. So happy Pride, and know that regardless of how you celebrate, how you identify, and how you're known or visible. Regardless of that, that your identity is wonderful, and that I and others are grateful that you're a part of this community. Happy Pride.